Yesterday, I watched the 30-minute Nintendo Direct presentation, and it included a lot of content. There were 400,000 people watching the stream at one point, which is quite a bit. I watched it live too, and I pretended to be a journalist by writing down some notes while I was watching. I'll just talk about a few things that stood out to me, instead of talking about each individual game in the presentation. Also, this is not a reaction video where I start screaming because there's because they show a logo of a game that may well be just a port in the end anyway. So yeah, there will be a Super Smash Bros. Game for the Switch, whether it's a new game or a port. All they said it'll be out sometime this year. Another thing people were hoping to see would be an announcement for the next Pokemon game, but that didn't happen. Not surprisingly. Just wait for E3, I say. Luigi's Mansion remake has been announced, which I thought was pretty cool. Makes sense to put it on the 3DS since the last game of the series was on that system as well. I don't have that much experience with those games, but I always thought that they had a sort of charm to them. Plus, it's really unique in terms of gameplay, which I always like. They only said it will come out in 2018, so no word on a precise date quite yet. Okami is being released on yet another console, this time on the Switch sometime in the summer. Apparently, it's possible to use both the touchscreen and Joy-Con motion controls for the brush. It's nice to have that option. So now this game has been released on the PS2, Wii, PS3, PS4, Xbox 3, PC, and the Switch, of course. As many people as possible need to play this game, so this release pleases me quite a bit. Though I'll probably just stick to the PC version. There's new news on Octopath Traveler as well. Release date is set for July 13th, so now at least we know when it comes out. 2 new main characters were also introduced, Tressa and Alphin. They talked about something called base jobs and battle jobs, which comes across to me as some sort of class system, I guess. There will be a limited edition, which looks really cool. The box looks like a book. There's a CD, which presumably is a soundtrack, map, and coin, and some sort of pop-up book-style scene of a place I remember seeing in the demo. That's pretty unique. No album cover is shown, it just says Octopath Traveler with a black background on the game case. But yeah, pretty excited for that one. Travis Strikes Again No More Heroes will come out sometime in the year on the Switch. The No More Heroes series has a loyal following, so it's nice to see that it'll get another release. The style looks different to previous games. This time, Travis is inside a game, or maybe more than one game, and tries to exterminate all the bugs he comes across. It looks like the humor will be along the same lines of the previous games, which is good, and it looks like it'll be in a beat-em-up sort of format, with a lot of action, which is something I quite like. So I'll watch for more news on that one too. Mario Tennis Aces for the Switch now also has a release date for June 22nd. Rosalina is confirmed, which makes me happy. There's 4-player local multiplayer, and you get the choice to use Wii-style motion controls, which sounds like a fun idea, actually. Rackets can take damage, which is interesting, and there are multiple special moves that can be executed throughout the match, depending how much meter you've got stored up. I always like tennis games in general anyway, so yeah, this is pretty cool. Dark Souls has a ridiculous-looking amiibo. The original 3 Crash Bandicoot games are getting a remake, which I find really cool. I remember when those games were new, and they certainly look a lot better with modern graphics. And that trilogy will come out on July 10th. Hyrule Warriors is set to release on May 18th. That's all the info they gave, but that's all the info I need. Splatoon 2 will get a bunch of stuff in April in the form of an update, more gear and stages, which is pretty cool. In the summer, we'll see the release of a paid single-player DLC called Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion, which will be $19.99. So that'll be around $25 over here, most likely then. The trailer was kind of funny with that character just walking around in this skimpy clothing, like shaking her ass around. Splatoon is something I really need to get into because the gameplay looks really fun. I guess for now, I'll just play the PC version of Peach Beach Splash and hope it doesn't crash again. Anyway, that's what stood out for me. Let me know what you found interesting in the latest Nintendo Direct. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.